Yeah, I made my own logo and I will use it if you like it or not. But now to something important. This is CME science. I have never heard about that. And I stumbled across this article. Volcanoes, plague, famine, and endless winter. Welcome to the year 536, the worst year to be alive. Science has made a strong case for the year 536 as being one of the worst in human history, a year punctuated by volcanic eruptions, drought, famine, plague, and a year-long winter. It's only February, and already 2022 is shaping up badly. A huge volcanic eruption off the coast of Tonga, the prospect of war with Russia, the ongoing pandemic, and its economic disruptions. And that's even before we touch on Chinese saber rattling over Taiwan or Sex and the City disastrous reboot. Yeah, this was really important. Contents: a history of bad times, fire right not to make light of our world's very real problems, but rather to put them into some perspective. 2021 and perhaps 22 have been all bad. But they have not been worse years than, say, 1347 when the Black Death began its long march across Eurasia, or 1816, the year without a summer, or 1914 when the assassination of an obscure Habsburg archduke precipitated not one but two global conflicts, one of which brought about millions of deaths in the world's most horrific genocide. There have been plenty of other bad years and decades too. In the 1330s, famine set in and ravaged Wuhan, China. In the 1590s, a similar famine devastated Europe, and 1940 saw smallpox and influenza begin to work their way through the indigenous populations of the Americas. Reciprocally, syphilis did the same amongst the inhabitants of the Old World. Yeah, and I want you to also focus on the commercials here. Yeah, entertain yourself is something. Oh man. Life has often been nasty, brutish, and short, as the political philosopher and cynic Thomas Hobbes observed in his Leviathan in 1651. Leviathan. And yet, historians even now, sometimes point to one particular year that has been worse than others. Yes, there have been many times within history memory when it really was the worst hour to be alive. Yeah. So now, 536. Which is about 1,500 years from now. Ain't it? Twenty, 22 minus 536. 1,486 years. Yeah, and I have to say, I haven't read this yet whole. I just started to read and I thought it's really interesting. Just a year alone. Is there anything interesting more to find? This new science of climate history. Oh, wow. Historians now take a particular interest in subjects such as this because we can collaborate with scientists to reconstruct the past in new and surprising ways. Only a fraction of what we know or think we know about what happened during such murky moments now comes from traditional written sources. We have a few. The Byzantine historian Procopius wrote that the year that a most dread portent has taken place. The sun seems to have lost its wonted light and appears a bluish color. We marvel to see no shadows of our bodies at noon, and to feel the mighty vigor of its heat wasted into feebleness. Yet the real strides in historical understanding of this worst year ever are emerging through application of such advanced techniques as dendroclimatology and analysis of ice cores. Dendroclimatologist Ulf Bundken detected evidence of a cluster of volcanic eruptions in 536, 540, and 547 in patterns of three-ring growth. Likewise, ultra-precise analysis of ice from a Swiss glacier undertaken by archaeologist Michael McCormick and glacialist Paul Majewski has been key to understanding just how severe the climate change of 536 was. But anyway, now let's see if there's any picture like that story. Yeah, Australian Catholic University. Okay, but I want to show you a picture. Yeah, I hope you recognize where's that from. Suspicious observers. But we had the how many it was? 1486 years. So it is a quarter harmonic. Obviously, we are at the 12,000 year cycle Gothenburg excursion. Here's another screenshot, which is not that sharp. But anyway, 12,000 years ago, magnetic event, Gothenburg. Volcanic candidates, Eiffel complex in Germany, and the Phlegraean fields in Italy. Phlegraean fields, Eiffel complex, and in between are the Alps. So, is there any possibility that there has been this kind of ground-to-ground arc discharge which created the Alps? You know, how it works. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that these quarter harmonic cycles made it into the mainstream, even though they probably don't know about that. But I leave it here. I thought it's an interesting article. Yeah, thanks.